Alrighty, you guys, welcome back to a brand new episode here on
The ankle.
Hey, Ember.
I hate you like I'm young.
This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck. Fuck me! And that's when I noticed the cold breeze. The ankle's a little mean. The ankle, the elbow, the fucking little tiny stick that he probably has is gonna post it. I'm just so fucking done.
So, good day, y'all. I hope everyone's having a beautiful, wonderful Thursday once again. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, like and subscribe. So, I know it's been a minute since well, this isn't really checking in because this is an old video. All right, fair enough. It's an old video. It's a quirky retro, if you will. I think that's what I call them. And to be honest, the only reason it's been such a minute is because this is such a freaking long video. So I was like, oh my God, I just kind of want to skip it. But that's not really, what we do. So here we are. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning on in, you guys. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day once again. Taking care of yourselves, your loved ones, your full babies. Staying warm. Oh, my God. What we are diving into today is past relationships and current dating life. Vulnerable video journal. So, I figure we're going to have a lot to talk about. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. And with that, I don't want to waste any time at all. Let's get right into it. Shall we? I have to mute it because for whatever reason, her intro music gets copyrighted. I mean, whatever.
I'm so stressed out.
Yeah, that one. This is real. Real as fuck. It's kind of what it's given.
I do try to stay positive, but I also stay real. And this is fucking real right now.
Nah, this is fucking real right now. Listen, girl, it looks like her bajungas are hanging right out of the dress. That's crazy. That's a crazy view. Okay, don't wear out the dress, girl. I like that one. Get some other cute ones.
Hi, welcome to me.
Okay, hi. Hey, Rosee. Hey, you. Whatever she wants us to call her.
Before I fully get into the video today, I did just want to give myself a little bit of a shout out.
Oh, go figure.
I do have members set up here on my channel, and I haven't really mentioned it in a vlog yet, but...
Again, this is an old video, like 2 years, I think. Maybe it's a little less than that. But she's demonetized.
One of the best ways to support me, if you're interested at all, is to become a member on my channel. That means you'll get early access to uploads. And once we get some more members in, I definitely want to start doing like member-only lives. If you are at all interested, I will have my members link down below in the description. So please feel free to not only subscribe, but become a member. And you know what? If you can't become a member, that's totally cool. Fine. Happy with that. Just go ahead and subscribe and make sure to leave comments, like the videos that I post. Because I don't say that a lot in my videos. So I just wanted to give you guys a reminder because I really am enjoying this journey, and any and all support is so deeply appreciated. Moving on.
Okay, work diva. Get that coin.
I wanted to do a video that's like a different kind of topic. And so I think I want to talk while I also color.
Oh my God, okay, art therapy, let's go.
Currently coloring my 50 Shades of Bullshit swear word coloring book. I'm currently coloring fuck that.
Oh my God, I hated that.
Shit, because what a mood, am I right? And I am gonna film the sit down video with the microphone, so I just did a small test thing. I don't know what all that just sounded like just now with the...
Listen, I got one of these. I don't like them. If y'all saw me testing out little mics over on the second channel, hated it. I found something that works much better now. And I should have like an equalizer board thing so I can really fine tune it. But there's a reason why y'all call me Grandpa Ankle.
coloring book moving, but let me pick a color, and then I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about my current dating life. I want to talk about my life.
Now, back when we did watch this, she had met someone, so it's a little exciting. We're continuing the storyline.
Past relationship stuff, and I want to.
Sorry, I promise I won't interrupt as much. Maybe. Was this video before or after she dated that creep and like stood up for him? I feel like it was after, but I'm not really sure. A lot can happen in 2 years.
Try to talk about this topic without trauma dumping. So let's see how we do, okay?
Oh God. That's why it's 46 minutes long.
Okay, great, thanks. So anyone who's new to me as like a concept or a person,
love that, first off. I'm not going even front. Love that. If you're new to me as a concept, crazy.
Since I started my YouTube, I've been like very single. And so I'm going to start with kind of present time updates. It was over 2 years ago that I like completely deleted all dating app activity and usage. Most of them I think are deleted off my phone. I think there might still be a couple on there, but
oh, yeah. I know we're going to get so many good pauses. I need to not get snapshot happy. What? Screenshot happy.
I wouldn't even know because I don't use them. But I am
then delete them.
Really happy that I made that decision.
Work, diva. Work. Honestly, like I'm not like casting any type of judgment onto people that are in relationships, but like I'm so happy for people when it's just like, no, I'm happy just like by myself. It's chill.
I know I've said this here and there in the past, but I really feel like dating apps are truly like the commodification of love, like really just.
I think it gears more towards sex, to be honest with you. But I also think dating apps are what you make of it. You know, if you go into it with low expectations, but with something specific that you're looking from it, I think you'll have a better mindset towards it.
Taking love and making it a capitalistic tech venture, and I'm just not here for it.
Okay, work. Work. Moral oral. Do y'all ever watch that show?
It's just a constant game of like trying to find dopamine hits from people who are lonely and wanting to feel.
I think Rosee might be harder left-leaning than me. That's saying something. Listen, I just don't talk about it because it riles up people in a way that like I don't want to do. So that's why I prefer to not speak on it altogether. But like, trust and believe. My views are, yeah, very far left.
And I just feel like most people are using each other and never really fully establishing any kind of real connection. And
well, I think you're projecting a little bit onto that.
It's just.
But you're fair in how you feel about it. But I think that's a bit of like a mindset thing.
It seems to me like the very rare oddity that long-term healthy relationships come from dating apps.
Well, you also need to have good boundaries and setting those boundaries, even on a dating app. If the conversation is going somewhere that you're not, like it's not conducive to what you want out of it, then you need to say that to them. And if they respect that, then the conversation can continue as normal. If not, then whatever. Not your loss, clearly.
That like actually work out, you know what I mean?
All this to say, I hate dating apps. I hate them. I do not use them, which is why I'm single, because I don't get out of the house.
Of course they exist, right? Like, yeah, of course they exist, and there's always the possibility. But for me, I just decided that I wanted to try and, you know, whatever relationship I may or may not end up in, I do want it to come from a more organic way of meeting someone, which does include online, just not like the swiping left right kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? One of the ways that
Okay, understandable.
I circumvented that is like,
I mean, Facebook started as like a weird ranking thing, didn't it? Right? I don't know. I never saw the fucking movie. Please.
going through different Facebook groups. Like some of them being like plus size centered, some of them just being centered in things that are my interests or whatever.
See, with those, I think you need to be a little careful, because with specificity, with people wanting a specific thing, I think you run a higher chance of like the fetishization of it. But some people are okay with that. I know Rosee isn't, but you know.
And making posts and just like engaging with people, and also like mutual friends connecting me to people through Facebook. Oh, I want to say in like,
Please tell me you don't do Facebook dating. Come on, girl.
October, maybe November, I was connected to someone like long
It's too heteronormative.
distance, and we've just been in a very like chatty phase.
Okay.
Of like getting to know each other and like having hit it off really well. And so I don't know, I really see this person as like something that could work out, but we haven't met in person yet, so I'm definitely not putting a ton of stock in it, because you just don't know anything for sure until you meet in person and then like actually spend time with them. And
I think there's always steps to like getting to know someone. Damn, that's a good one too. Should I, guys? Should I? I don't know, I feel like it's a little mean. I feel like it's a little mean making her purposefully look really, really bad. But, you know what? Whatever, fuck it. Rosee knows the name of the game.
With everything that I've been through in my life, in relationships especially, I am very guarded. I think that's one of my things that I'm like, I guess, the saddest about when it comes to
I actually hear you there, girl. Damn, not her going to get me in my feels. I feel like I can't act normal. You know, like the normal that's been perceived to us, because I'm always just like so in my fucking head.
What my breakup has done to me, like who I am post having like, I would say my first real long-term relationship. I've only really had 2 relationships that I even count outside of extenuous dating and situationship type stuff. I'm a much more guarded version of myself, which I think has its ups and downs, like its perks, its goods, its bads, right?
I think again it comes down to boundaries. As important as it is for your partner to know what your boundaries are, you also have to know what your boundaries are, right? Like, the communication between the two is very important, but you have to also kind of communicate that to yourself first, right?
I want to not be cynical. I really want
valid,
like the like warm and fuzzy feelings that I get when I think about this person to like pan out.
Oh, I hear that. Damn. Rosee brings out the soft side in me, okay? I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry. It might still be a horror show, but like, listen, it seems to be a lot less damning, maybe.
Right, but I'm also realistic, and I am still dating. Like, I'm still open to meeting people, and I have met a couple of different people. There was someone I met locally. We hung out.
Oh, this the one you were like sad that they didn't fuck you on the first date, which is fine. That's fine.
Went out a couple times.
Oh.
It was a vibe, and then I honestly think we mutually friend zoned each other. Like, we never talked about it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the vibe of it.
But I was just like, ultimately, I was just like, I don't think this is gonna work out, and I don't know. Like, I think great friend vibes. Like, nothing against this person at all, but I just think it wasn't meant to be.
Is this the woman that she just told us about? Wait. No, sorry. I thought it was a trans woman that she met. It was a trans man, correct? I know that they were trans. That's all I can specifically remember right now. Respectfully.
Anything beyond what's already happened. And I'm hoping we get to hang out again sometime, but definitely I think we're just gonna be like, friends. I was really
Valid.
hopeful because he only lives like 30 minutes from me. Would have been nice to date someone local for a change. But I don't know. I feel like the dating pool in Florida is
No, Rosee, as soon as the thought process like clicked in my head where you were going, I thought like, ooh, actively dating in Florida right now as a queer person. Yeah, might be interesting. And as someone who would also, like, for her, I think it's even more a little bit harder, because she would be in a heterosexual relationship also, I think, just as much as a queer one. So with that, it's like, if your partner's politics is important to you, yeah. Whoops, sorry.
It's rough out here, y'all. It's rough out here about every topic.
Hun, it is everywhere, so I'll reassure you there.
Our taxes are insane. Our utilities are fucking batshit crazy. Don't even get me started on our car insurance. Like, it's...
Isn't Florida, like, no... Is it just lower taxes or state income? I don't know, but she's saying they're crazy. I don't know. It's state by state.
Really, it's rough out here for the Floridians, and,
I can only imagine a fucking... the electric bills, holy Christ.
I won't get into politics, but anyway. I'm talking to this guy.
Heard.
And fingers crossed, it's looking like we're going to be, he's going to be coming here in May, again, fingers crossed.
Oh. Now you guys gotta tell me the tea. I don't know who these people are. Is that something on my screen, or is that like a freckle on her boob? I'm like scraping the screen trying to get it. No, I think that's... Okay. You might want to get that looked at, babe.
Everything's up to...
Oh yeah, it's jiggling with her color. Oh no, it's the corner of the book. Gotcha. Okay. Mystery solved.
A few things. I don't think the tickets have actually been booked yet, so we'll see, right?
Oh, hon, you jinxed it. Sorry.
I really want to be hopeful, but I am the kind of person where, like, I don't want to get my heads lost too far up in the clouds, but I don't know.
I understand. I think there's a good balance.
Nice. It's nice because for the first time since the breakup.
Oh. With whom? He who shall not be named, another Lord Voldemort?
I'm really happy and excited to move the fuck on. Like, I mean,
that's good, but I'm going to rebuttal that with, I don't think you necessarily need a relationship to do that, but I understand if that marks kind of like a full chapter close for some people.
So free from everything that was, and I haven't talked about it a lot in recent history, but
the spinning Dreamcatcher is so going to be a side character.
I still I still have the goal, the dream of writing my book, and I think I may go into like more heavy details about my breakup and the things I've learned in relationships in that.
You know what? I think that would be a good way for you to work out some of it. You can kind of like vicariously tell your story in a way.
Not right, but because there was so much up and down, and I feel like in the past year I have had an immense amount of personal growth.
Okay, word.
Because when I first moved to Florida, I was just a shell of myself. I was so just unhealed and traumatized and broken from all the things that I had went through between 2019 and the end of 2021, close to 2022. In fact, I had therapy yesterday on a Wednesday, and my therapist and I, we just started discussing like what happened in my life in 2019, and it was really hard for me to connect to it because 2019 was when I had been
It's a decent amount of time ago, too.
broken up with my ex for 9 months. So my ex and I were together for a total of almost 8 years. We made it almost 8 years.
Damn. 8? Shit, girl. Damn, that's commitment. Ugh.
In that time, we were broken up for a 9-month period. And we had lived apart in that 9-month period for about a year and a half before I could get back to Omaha. Because, yeah, I moved to Omaha twice for a man.
Damn.
Pro tip, don't move to Omaha for a man.
Don't move anywhere for no man. Okay?
Fucking nowhere for a man.
Period.
Unless it's like in New York or someplace where you have no reason to be there.
All tea, no shade.
I had no business being in Omaha.
Period. Okay, that's fair.
That's a little facetious, but
I don't know. I've never been to Nebraska, but it sounds pretty. Listen, even if I don't like a state necessarily, I will always appreciate it for like its just beauty in general.
You know, at the end of the day, I don't regret that relationship. I learned so much about myself.
Okay. Do you think you could have maybe got there without like the abuse of it all though, girl? That's kind of a weird thing to say, I feel like.
And the breakup was really, really, really painful because it was way overdue. We should not have gotten back together. We were like so unable to get rid of each other that in June of 2023 we like
sometimes it is like that.
Almost got back together. Well, almost is a strong word.
Oh, so that's pretty recent in terms of this video being made.
We considered it getting back together for a third time, and I went to Omaha for a week to spend time with him.
Girl. Oh, so we were delirious. Okay.
Because, I don't know, man. I mean, at the end of the day...
That's very foodie booty.
There was a point in time where I really loved him, you know, and I believe that he loved me too. There's a part of me that will always fear or wonder how conditional that was on certain things.
I don't think that's worth wasting your mental energy on, girl. Just saying.
You know, recently, very recently, I found a 12-minute video that I had recorded in September of 2021. It was a month before I flew to Florida from Omaha and like started my new life here. And I was sitting on the toilet and I was crying, and it was so crazy because lately now when I cry, I can like see the emotion and pain in my face, but I had forgotten that I was so traumatized by not just the relationship. Like there was a lot of things happening in my life that I've talked about here and there. A lot of like really awful things had happened in succession, and I was not in a good place, and I had just gone through a traumatic event with the wrap up of the stalker situation. Like if you saw my podcast interview, you know what I'm talking about.
We didn't watch the full thing, but
and which was initiated by when I fractured my foot, and I had experienced a lot of medical malpractice trauma and just like a lot
Jesus
of things that happened. And I was so like disassociated from my emotions. Like I was just crying and there was just nothing on my face. It was crazy. But I was talking.
Interesting, okay. I mean, when Amber does that, we say she's lying.
And I was like venting to my phone in a video that I never sent it to anyone, that I literally made for myself. And I saw it for the first time within this week, because it was around that time that I had experienced stroke-like symptoms that I had.
Listen, I'm just reacting as one would react to hearing someone tell this story. It's Rosee, so like her saying I had stroke symptoms is like Amber, you know, having a twitchy eyelid and her thinking, oh, now I have brain cancer. It's just like, okay, girl.
Some crazy malpractice things that had happened to me. And
that's what caused it? What?
I had recorded myself in like states of delirium.
Oh, Lord. I don't know as though that's necessarily helpful.
I physically can't watch that. There's a certain video that was around that time that was in the same bathroom. So they were next to each other.
Has that video come out? I feel like someone would know if it has or not.
One of them I was coherent, the other one I was not. And
that's scary.
I can't even watch it, let alone let anyone else watch it. Because it's heartbreaking to think. And, you know, my ex admitted to me finally.
Well, you are also in such a specific kind of state filming that video. So, like, I understand if you don't want to, you know, throw yourself back to that.
What I said in this video is, well, he finally admitted that, like, my disability issues are the main contributing factor to him, like, breaking up with me, not wanting to be with me.
Okay. Listen, I don't think it's good to, like, necessarily lead someone on, but when it comes to, like, who you want to spend the rest of your life with, I could understand that side of it as well. I understand, like, you know, a lot of people would probably think, like, oh, that's a dickhead thing to do. Yeah, it might be, but I think sometimes when you know what you want in life, that inherently is going to kind of make you a dickhead sometimes.
Knowing what I know now,
I know, like, there's a lot more to the guy, you know. I don't even know who she's talking about, but just throwing it out there.
I really do feel like that the stuff in 2023 that happened,
can she not be so vague?
I think he just wanted more of a physical thing than anything else. I mean, he did really consider getting back together, but his behavior doesn't align with that, and I've finally just come to accept the fact that he's not very forthcoming with communication or honesty. And
yeah, sometimes it does take a while to realize that, girl. I hear you there.
While we may have really loved each other, we weren't right for each other, and we were really codependent. And I have spent a lot of time these past, God, how many years has it been? We're almost at 3 years since that breakup, and I have yet to, like, enter anything serious, but I'm finally in a space in life where, like, I'm ready to entertain something real, and that's one of the reasons why I really...
Now, not to be, like, shady to you, gal, what's this have to do with us?
Taken how I'm approaching dating differently. Like, I'm not willing to do, like, the casual hookup thing, because
I guarantee you it's happened at least once. Someone asked her, what are you looking for in a relationship? And she probably sent this URL, this video link. My God, 40 some odd minutes.
I've done some crazy shit in my past. And when I tried dating in 2019, I was so emotionally unavailable, just so emotionally unavailable that I mean, to put it bluntly, I just, like, slept around. And,
okay, hey. I'm going to say, as long as you were just practicing safe sex, that's fine.
I was, like, socializing in these events in Georgia that
oh, orgies? No.
I can't talk about on YouTube.
Oh, maybe. Oh.
And
you know what, girl? Live your life.
Anyway, and that ultimately led to meeting some really...
We're not Puritans around here.
horrible human beings in
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that.
my life, and ultimately kind of led to a situation that really changed the trajectory of my life.
Sounds severe.
In 2020. And so
There's so many different points on the timeline, you guys. What the fuck? Oh my god. Can someone do a comprehensive timeline of the tragedies in Rosee's life? Seems like there's one every other day.
I just think that when it comes to relationships, I have spent the past couple of years working really hard to reflect on, like,
I'm watching this Dreamcatcher try to make a full rotation. It keeps getting stuck and spinning back the other way.
what I didn't like about my past relationship or my partner and things like that, but also trying to reflect on, like, my behavior and, like, what I could have done differently. And
I don't think that's productive. Well, I mean, I do think it is in a case of, like, you want to learn so that, like, you do better in the relationship in the future, or, well, in a relationship, not the. But, like, don't dwell on it too much, girl. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's tricky.
And I think one of the big things for me is I gave so much of myself in my past relationship. So much of myself. Too much of myself. Because I am the kind of person that I love so fiercely. I love so hard, and when
Okay, Amber.
like, I love you, I fucking love you, and I will move heaven and hell for you. And I've
Is that why you made excuses for a actual PDF and said that the victims were lying about it? Is that why? Because you just love someone so much? Gross, Rosee.
finally, I feel like I've learned enough through the experience of my past relationship that I am not willing to be with someone who doesn't appreciate that aspect of me.
Well, also, I don't think in a healthy, balanced relationship you should have to move heaven and earth for your partner. I don't think you should have to, like, excuse them in any way. If they fuck up, then they fucked up. You don't need to be making excuses for them.
And who doesn't, that if I'm ever going to be in a committed relationship again, it's going to be a partnership.
Well, no shit.
I'm not going to keep.
And I think this also has kind of led to another issue in Rosee's dating life, is her kind of constant need to always talk about herself. I don't think it comes from a necessarily malicious place, kind of like Amber's does, but it's still there.
To being treated like an accessory, which I really feel like,
Well, honey, yeah, good luck.
happened a lot.
I feel like that's how a lot of people view dating.
And I think the fact that my ex's family really didn't like me was a big factor, which was kind of
Oh, well, yeah, that would be a huge fucking deal. What the hell?
crazy, because, like,
Something tells me that was maybe for a reason.
my ex is a straight up atheist, and I'm not. Nothing against atheism on my end, but I am a very spiritual person, and his family would keep lumping me in as an atheist when they would get into arguments, or, like, there would be disagreements, because they were very, like.
And is that really, like, detrimental to you? Really? Really? Interesting. I don't know. I feel like if you love and respect someone, you also will love and respect them enough to not, like, start an unnecessary argument, in my opinion.
Pro-Trump, like
Oh.
very hyper, like hypocritically religious, just frankly really unpleasant people to me specifically. And they liked to throw any tiny small thing that they did for me in my face as like proof that they were treating me well or equally, when it wasn't the case at all. And frankly, they just did not like me because I was fat and liberal. That's just the bottom line.
I mean, probably more so had to do with how outspoken I could imagine you are in a conversation, but that like doesn't warrant that behavior. But I don't know. I'm just going off of what Rosee's telling me. Okay, y'all know I don't know the full tea. We learn as we go here.
And
if I go and like do a full deep dive and whatnot, I have to do a video with that, you know, because it's first raw reactions here, you guys. So raw, you guys. Fuck.
It didn't matter that I was really good to their grandchild. It didn't matter all my, all the accomplishments that I did do in the time that.
Well, I'm sure they were also probably hearing stories from, their family member.
I was involved in their life. None of it mattered. And
well, I'm sorry, that happened, girl. That does suck.
I really realized, like, in my next relationship, I don't fucking want that. Like, if someone's family is like that with me again, I don't know if I'm gonna stay, because all I really wanted was like to be accepted into the family of like the person that I love. And ultimately, like, I feel like that really impacted the relationship itself. And
I mean, I could see it. I could.
I also, in the same breath though, I feel like my ex's mother like warned me many times about certain things, and obviously I always took my ex's side, but
against his mother. If someone's mom came to me and said, "Hey, look out for this," I'm like, "Oh, bet."
When, word of advice, even if you don't like your in-laws or supposed in-laws, like,
oh, so this is something else.
If they tell you that your partner's a liar, if they tell you your partner is like, this wasn't about my partner, but if they tell you like that your partner is like an abusive person or something like crazy like that, like, or a compulsive liar or like a big liar, believe them.
Yeah. How someone's family has treated them, well, it also depends on how much accountability they're taking in the matter, if they just kind of like shut everything off. But yeah, it'll say something about someone if like they tell you stories and it's just family member after family member turning their back on them. Like, there's some monstrous families out there, my guy, but like when it even extends to extended family being portrayed as the problems, it's like, oof.
Believe them. I wish I had.
And sometimes you don't even have to hear it from them. Just listen to the stories.
Because I think in my life I've had this like chronic symptom. Like, I once had a friendship with someone who was a really terrible person to me. That's far removed from my life.
Oh, that's good.
Many years ago. I met her when I was a child, but she was very much a narcissist.
Amberlynn coded, which is interesting because she kind of wanted to buddy up with Amber. Interesting.
And not a good person, and I would watch her treat all these people in her life so shittily, and I truly believe that like I was the exception.
Right.
You're never the exception forever.
Correct. Absolutely. If someone is talking shit about everyone else in their life with you, you better believe that they are turning around and talking shit about you with someone else. 1,000%.
Maybe you are for a couple years, maybe you are for an extended period of time, but you are never the
I like the emphasis.
exception forever. And one day you will get the brunt end of their mistreatment. It's up to them when you get it, but you will. You're never the exception to people's toxicity. It was so frustrating because there were aspects with my last relationship where it was clear that, like, he was more honest with me than anyone else, and he would open up to me more than anyone else. But eventually, that changed. When I went through the doxing stuff,
All right, but I mean, even you recognize that the relationship should have ended long, like, before. So, can you necessarily, like, for me, technically, recognizing when the relationship should have ended should also kind of end, I think, the mental gymnastics of it all. Because that's when it should have ended. Anything after that is you guys in a point where neither of you were comfortable. So it's like, why read into that too much, you know?
in 2015, I will say, I love my ex for a reason. Even before all that stuff, too.
That stuff? Is that stuff what I think she's talking about? Those allegations?
When things were good, they were really good. And
That's always the case, girl.
I loved him so much, and I finally had found someone that I thought, like, really loved me for me and everything. And when I went through, like, the r/fat people hate stuff back in 2015, I was being doxxed, or people were trying to dox me, but more specifically, they were, like, posting the names of my now ex and, like, his family. It was...
Jeez. And that just came out of the blue unprompted? Side eye.
fucking awful and crazy. And
because one thing I have kind of found out from, you know, having a presence on the internet now, doxing, well, I don't know. You have to have such a big platform for it to, like, be at a unconventional level. But it just seems so odd. Like, people only seem to be motivated by that, which it's still wrong, but they only seem to be motivated by it with, like, not a valid reason, but they have a valid reason to be upset. You know what I mean? The actions aren't valid, but the feelings.
It got to the point where, you know, when they were posting things about...
So, let me guess, it had to do with, which, again, it's wrong, but is this when you were defending a PDF and actually, like, trying to silence survivors? I mean, girl, sounds like people were fucking pissed at you.
In my life, and, like, they were like, oh, he doesn't actually love her. At first it was he wasn't real, which was just funny to me. At the time, I was a little more pissed about it, but now I think it's hilarious. And then it went from, but even if he is real, like, he would only love her if he was a feeder. And that really, really pissed me off.
Okay. Well, I think, yeah, if her mobility issues is the kind of defining factor of why the breakup happened, then I could see that. Then, you know, he doesn't want to see you get worse. I don't think that's the reason they broke up, though.
If I remember my timeline right, that happened around the time...
Listen, I'm going to learn so much from your guys' comments, so just be nice. Just be nice when you inform me of all the terrible things she's done that negates all of the nice things that I've said in this video, okay? Okay?
Of the in-person event with my stalker. It was either right before or right after, so it was, like, around the time that I had been introduced to the concept of what a feeder is, and so...
You're going to tell me you existed in a larger body pretty much your entire life and you were just then learning about what a feeder is? Come on, girl. Come on.
It was during that time that I was, like, super anti feederism, because my only experience with it had been really bad and against my will. And I had someone who...
No, I'm asking this question out of genuine curiosity, not like judgment. How can she be brought into feederism against her will? Like, what's the story there?
I felt uncomfortable being in my life, feeding me shit about, oh my God, pun not intended, feeding me information about it and, you know, whatever. Anyway.
But isn't some of the responsibility on you too? Right? I feel like you look at every conversation with these rose gold colored glasses, whatever Amber said. And you don't put much, like, no shade. You don't put like a ton of critical thought into what the other person is saying just because you like them. Come on, girl.
Did not find out until 2019 that was more the case than I had realized. And
to maybe frame it as like you didn't realize it was as much of a feeder type of relationship as you saw or something. I don't know.
In my desire to... I want to make sure I word this right. I want to make sure I'm getting my point across correctly.
Fair.
In my desire to maintain my relationship, my connection with my ex, even though we were broken up, when I created a certain website account that I'm not going to say because fuck, they terrify me. And I have since deleted my account since last year.
Is that another one of the sites you were booted from?
When I made that account, and I took it to him, and I was like, oh, I made this thing, and I explained to him what it was, because I was completely foreign to the website.
But you made an account on it, but you were foreign to it?
The concept in general. And he was like, oh yeah, I already have an account from, like, while we were together. And I won't get into specifics, but he was far more a part of all of that than I would have ever known the entire time we were in a monogamous, like, regular relationship together.
Okay.
And so I feel like for me, part of it was like a point of pride, frustration, like that, in a way, I guess, that those hateful forum comments weren't 100% wrong like I thought they were. And,
okay, gotcha.
You know, my ex would always tell me that, like, he would...
Well, I don't want to be a dickhead here, but Rosee, I think to an extent, like, loving someone for their personality, I think it does have, like, a cutoff for many different people, okay? So I'm not saying that, like, this guy's is the same as everyone else's. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Still, like, love me no matter what size I was, things like that. Like, he used to be attracted to me.
But it's also so easy for them to say that when you're with someone that, like, obviously has issues with food. So, it's so easy. Like, Emily, it's so easy for her to say that, which, Emily Thickums, did y'all see the Disney photos? Which, by the way, I actually got nervous for a minute. Not that I thought it was her, but if you guys saw, there was, like, a shooting, and tourists out at or outside of Disney World were shot. So, I don't know, it just made me nervous, and it makes me nervous that, like, Jordy's down there, too. So, as much as I don't like Emily, I hope she gets home safe, because I'm pretty sure she's there with her kid. Like, I hope Jordy gets home safe, and I hope everyone down in Florida stays safe. So, it's just scary. Sorry, random rant.
And I think that maybe he believed when he said that, but I just don't think it was the truth.
I think two things can also be true. I think he could have loved you for who you were and also your size. I don't think it's mutually exclusive, but I understand coming from the feeder community wanting to completely separate the two. I understand that.
And to me, that's been a really hard pill to swallow. That's been a really hard, like, reality to face. And,
you know, I'm going to say, it seems like Rosee does have a firm grasp on what her boundaries are in a relationship. She's just bad at seeing, like, the negative side to it when she is infatuated with someone. But, like, girl, you know your boundaries, and you know your worth. I find it interesting, I guess, that this relationship eats so much at you when it seems that you knew it wasn't what you wanted.
I don't think that that's inherently true as, like, a finality, in the sense that, like, only someone like that would love me. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I just think that that was the situation I found myself in.
But, like, you wouldn't spend 8 years with someone just because they were big, right? Right? Like, no shade. There's plenty of big people out there.
And when we were going through the breakup, finally, in 2023.
In 2021, she clarifies.
But
I thought, well, it kind of was the official breakup, because you said in 2023 you were thinking about possibly getting back together. And you went back for a week. So,
I like to share this part because, like, I feel like this summarizes, just without trauma dumping too badly.
Oh, Lord.
Or I don't think this is trauma dumping, but without getting too super into the traumatic parts of these things. When I went through all my medical issues and he broke up with me before my foot had even healed, before I could even shower by myself.
That's rough, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl.
That was a really dark time in 2021. But I was not working. I was disabled. I could not work. And I was afraid that I'd never be able to work. That's why I'm so proud of myself that I've been able to maintain this job. And even though I need to have, like...
Is she talking about YouTube? Her online presence as, like, maintaining her job?
ADA accommodations to be able to do so. I'm, like, genuinely really proud of myself.
Or does she have a work from home type deal?
I
don't know.
Because I was so, like, panic attacks constantly. Like, I was just struggling, and I thought I had a partner who would love me through it and help me rebuild my strength. And ultimately, that's not what I got. I had to do it all on my own, and I'm proud of that too.
Well, I mean, if you were unemployed and whatnot, I'm sure there was probably some route you could have gone down towards getting, like, physical therapy or something like that. But it is hard when you rely on someone and then that gets taken away.
I was able to be my own support in that way, and that I've
That's good.
rebuilt myself as much as I have over these years. And that I'm at where I'm at right now is just, I don't think I ever would have healed this much or be where I'm at in this world right now if I had stayed with him. And
Okay. I think Rosee, like, still obviously has a lot of work to do, and I know that she's still very much struggling with the weight part of her storyline, but truthfully, we say it to Amber all the time, the mentality is really what matters in it. And I will give Rosee this. She puts in a lot more effort than Foodie or Amber do to even start to understand her own thoughts. So I'll commend her for that. I've always liked the Rosee videos when we watch them. It's more lighthearted, and I think we get a better conversation out of it than just, like, scolding them for how dumb they are.
I am better for our breakup, but I still can't believe this happened. But yeah, I was when we were together, I mentioned it in like the video talking about being an ex stepmom, but like I really wanted to build our own
Interesting
family, like our own family unit, and I was trying to do a lot in terms of like childcare and things like that, and putting myself into the household and cooking and cleaning and just trying to do things that way. And there were ways in which I were treated regarding money that are disgusting and unacceptable, even before we broke up. But when we broke up, I didn't have an income, and I was...
Okay. Was that his responsibility?
In the middle of trying to get on disability. I was in the middle of like trying to figure out what was going on with my chronic illness at the time, which is why I still don't know some answers, and that's part of what I'm trying to figure out this year in 2024. And it makes me nauseous to think about. I'm sorry, I keep delaying wanting to say it, but
when did the foot thing happen? 2021 or 2023?
Was posting on Instagram and stuff, and I was trying to just figure out like what I was going to do. At the time, I didn't know I was going to be coming to Florida, and I realized like I was completely out of body soap. I was completely out of soap. I didn't have soap, and I didn't have a way of like cleaning myself, and I had no money to my name. I had no support. I was just kind of down and out. At that point, we were like a one-income household, and then all of a sudden, I was a no-income person, not being kicked out on the street by my ex, which he, at the time, liked to make sure I knew he was doing. And
well, I mean, Rosee, I understand it's pretty heartless. I understand that. But y'all were broken up. Right?
I asked him if he could spend like $5 just to get like some kind of soap product for me.
I mean, that is a little, excessively mean to turn that down, especially when someone's like in a healing state. Like, they shouldn't be dirty.
In some capacity. And he said no. Now, ultimately, were we still together? No. Ultimately, he could have been crueler to me, yes. But I will say, in that experience, knowing the dynamic that we were in and knowing where we had been at and everything that I had personally been through
Listen, dating for someone for 8 years and then they go that cold on you. Interesting. I want to know the full story, but like, that's rough.
In those months, and just knowing how he had been treating me regarding money even before we were broken up, it was just really low and dirty. And what makes it worse than that is I posted on like my Instagram stories about the situation.
Listen, I'll hear you, girl, but like, do we need to rehash it all? I also don't think that's necessarily healthy.
I believe, or just like that I was in need of it or something, or maybe close friends only. I don't remember the specifics. This was a while ago, but I posted about it. And so someone who was one of my supporters went on my like Amazon wish list and bought me $40 worth of like all like body care products, like soap, shampoo, just made sure I was set. And like,
that's sweet.
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask something, girl. Did you have to drag him in order to get it?
How I would have survived through certain periods of my life without like the support and love that I've received online, like through my internet friends, through my even the like parasocial dynamics of being someone who has had some sort of following on the internet for a little bit now, like very like micro following, right? Like I'm not sitting here like, oh my god, I'm so famous. Obviously, most people don't know who I am, but just that these connections that I've been able to make over the years.
I hear you.
Really pulled me through some dark times, and this is definitely one of those dark times. And but what was it, like a week or two later, that he showed up at the apartment one day with
Jesus,
like $40 worth of candy and foods to share with me. So
now, is this a random subscriber or someone you was talking to? Come on now.
He was willing to be giving in kind on his terms, and that was it.
Oh, girl, you want some.
And yet, for some reason, I consider getting back together with him. And
wait, I'm so fucking confused.
I don't want this to come across like a hating on him video. I've
it's coming off that way.
Definitely demonized him in the past. Like when I was processing the breakup initially, I had so much anger. I had a lot of just unresolved emotions in general.
Okay, again, I'm asking this question fully unaware if this is the guy that she's talking about. You were upset that he broke up with you, but not the PDF stuff? I'm just throwing that question out there. I know one of y'all will answer me.
Honestly, before the middle of 2023 happened, I feel like I was just a very angry person.
It happens.
In a lot of ways. I feel like the past 6 to 8 months, I've genuinely, like, on a core level, changed as a person. And I feel like the people that used to follow me, who have seen like my behaviors online in that time, I think it's pretty clear that it's not just like a me saying this thing, but that like my behavior has actually changed.
Has it? Because you'll still pop off at people at the slightest thing.
That I've actually grown in these different ways. And it did take me a long time, like post this breakup and getting here to Florida and kind of taking it a day at a time. And
that's what you gotta do most of the time.
And coming to terms with being autistic and coming to terms with like...
Listen, I know there are many factors that go into people getting diagnosed as autistic. I understand that. And specifically women as well. I understand that. I do think, however, that unless you have been clinically diagnosed, we shouldn't just be slapping it on anything. You know what I mean? I just think we should be cautious about that. And Rosee, I do know that she does not have a formal diagnosis.
Meet my own support needs and learning
from multiple doctors too. Multiple doctors have told her no. So that's where I'm like,
how to be my own best friend and
period, yeah.
Trying to actively work on that like codependent nature that I believe that I do have. Those are all things that I really I'm really thankful for, that I have the capacity, not just the capacity, but the desire to grow and change. Okay. And obviously, I wasn't a perfect person.
No one is.
I'm probably not the easiest person to be in a relationship with. I have a lot of mental health issues. And then he saw the worst of the worst moments of me in terms of like the disability aspects and the medical trauma that I went through that was honestly probably a bit traumatic for him too.
I mean, yeah, especially if the medical stuff happened much earlier in the relationship. That is equally, maybe not equally, but it is very hard on a partner to see their partner struggling with their health. I mean, I feel like that's common sense.
Like, it wasn't his fault and it wasn't mine, but it was probably pretty life-altering for him too, and there is a part of me that does recognize and understand that, but there's a huge but to that statement. I am kind of shielding parts of the story to protect my heart and
sure,
to not,
listen, it's so much more fun vlogs after this, so we just have to get through this video, okay, guys?
Spiral down into the semantics and the trauma of it all. And I'm just really thankful that after, like, there was just a period of years where I felt like I was going crazy. Like
some relationships will do that to you.
Am I ever going to actually get over this? Because, you know, my relationship before my most recent ex was a 5-month-long relationship that had a longer period than 5 months of, like, back and forth, like, fuckery.
The timeline is very confusing for me.
The TLDR of that is I dated him for 5 months. He left me within days. He was dating my best friend, and they dated for 8 years. But ultimately, she ended up doing me a favor because he's batshit insane and currently serving a crazy amount of time in prison for some fucked up, crazy charges.
Again, is that the one that you made excuses for?
Because shortly after all of that, he fell into, like, a life of drugs and shit. So frankly, she did me a favor. At the time,
I don't know, guys. Oh my God.
Felt like the world's hardest heartbreak, and ultimately, I don't even know if he ever even really truly liked me. I don't, and just used me. But that was its own, like, trauma thing. I've kind of flippantly shared that story in past content as well. But, you know, outside of that, I just think that I'm ready to let go of the past and do my best to figure out how to love someone else without letting my pain poison it, without letting my pain dampen it, or most importantly, without letting my pain keep me so guarded. Because letting my guard down to let new people in at all has been the hardest.
You also don't have to push yourself to do that. I don't think it's a necessity.
This part. And
because maybe it's just the person. Like, maybe that's just what it is, you know? I'm kind of like, call it naive, a bit of a naive thinker that when it's right, it'll be right, you know?
It's nice that, like, I'm in that, like, very early phase with someone. I'm not taking it too seriously.
Oh, okay. So, all that to say, jumping right back in.
Because, obviously the goal is that it's something that pans out into something. But even if it doesn't, I'm just genuinely so happy that I'm at the point where I'm allowing myself to experience this, and that I've moved on enough and I've let go, and that for the first time I can tell myself that, like, I don't want to go back to my ex.
Seems like there's still maybe a little bit of fifis, but I don't know.
And I know there isn't some secret part of me in the back that doesn't mean it.
Okay.
I said that a lot before June of 2023, that, like, I would never go back to him. I never want to be with him again. And I think there was a partial truth to it, like, but I would have
heard him out.
I would have done a lot of things to, like, be around him again, or, like, talk to him again, or, like, have him in my life again, even if I wouldn't admit it, because I was so hurt and angry.
Interesting. Okay. Again, I'm confused on which guy she's talking about. I don't know.
But now I know I don't feel that way. I know that
I
am better off.
Allegedly?
Even though, as I talked about in that previous video about I don't know if you didn't see it, I posted a video about being an ex-stepmom.
Damn, no, that's one she must have deleted. Fuck.
As I said in that video, that's the hardest part of my breakup, is losing that connection. But I have to allow myself to heal and move on in the best way that I can, and hold, like, a sacred reverence for those emotions and everything that I got to have in that time and in that dynamic.
Okay. Listen, I know a lot of people say, like, a Rosee just knows the right thing to say. Fair. sometimes, though, it does take knowing what the right answer is for it to, like, really implement into real life. You know what I'm saying?
And also just to be thankful that I did have such, like, a real big love in this life that some people never get to have, and
Period. Okay.
that I just know in my heart of hearts
We can appreciate things even if they didn't. Okay.
have.
You know what? Then I retract my statement from the beginning of, like, why do you regret or not regret being in a relationship then? Okay. No, very that.
Again, if not better. And I'm just choosing to be patient, and I'm choosing to wait and have the right one. And I'm just not going to rush things. And you will never catch me being desperate for someone's attention and validation in a relationship, because it is just so important to me that whatever relationship I land in is going to be like the real deal, a partnership with someone that really not only values me, but uplifts me and encourages me in this journey towards a better health, but in just a better life, and just wants to motivate and help reach towards goals and travel and go on adventures together. I just, the last thing I want to do is date a gamer guy again.
Oof.
That's a little shade, but really though, like, I don't want to feel like,
Not all gamer boyfriends are terrible.
I love being a bit of a homebody sometimes. So, like, I wouldn't be against dating a gamer, but a gamer, I don't know. I would want someone who would want to travel and, like, be a free spirit with me and encourage that and foster that kind of life. Like, that's what I want and hope for myself. And
Okay.
I am also thankful though that, like, 2023 happened the way that it did, because before everything happened with me taking my leave and going to the hospital, I had so much, like, resentment and anger, and I couldn't even really acknowledge the good parts of my ex, and I really did villainize him, and I didn't take enough accountability for my parts of wrongdoing. And through in therapy and just through processing and talking about things, I do feel like,
Listen, I know we're missing a lot of info here, but the way she brushes over a lot of things, it's just making me be like, oh, what's the story?
I really have done that. And
she talks in very non-specifics when it comes to the actual relationships.
The reconnection that we had, I did apologize for my parts of things that I didn't feel like I'd previously ever acknowledged, because I was so angry about the things that he had done. That, I mean, I think in a way there was a little bit of projection, but I wasn't going to be able to heal fully until I figured out how to let that go, because I can't change the past. I can't change what he did to me in those moments. I can't change the fact that we stayed together so long that it got really bad, because I don't think that those things.
Wait, is this the boyfriend? Is this the person that assaulted her?
Define him or me as a person. And
you're saying that doesn't define him? Again, I'm working off information that I don't know.
I think that people can be toxic and abusive without being toxic and abusive people.
Okay. It's a bit of a catch-22. If they choose to not do better, though, actively choose to not seek, help or something for that, then I think that does kind of push you into you're choosing to be bad.
Situationally, things can get so bad that...
That too. Sometimes, like, it really should just end.
It's just... Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to get too into it.
Yeah, that's what makes me question a lot.
But, I'm thankful to the cliche to have loved and lost and to never have loved at all, right?
I don't know as though that stands for abusive relationships, girly.
So I'm really excited to love again. And I guess that's kind of the point of this video. And
long point.
Yeah, my DMs are open.
Oh, God. Dude, even if you're actively dating, I would not be promoting that through, like, your work, essentially. I don't know, that's just weird to me.
You know, I went on that, like, whatever podcast, and some of the men on the panel were so triggered that I rated myself an 8 out of 10, which, by the way, I honestly think I said 8 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 just because of the room I was in. Because I think normally I would have rated myself a 10 out of 10.
She's like, I did you guys a favor, and you still yelled at me.
But I just didn't want to deal with what I ended up dealing with anyway.
Girl, you should have seen it coming. Come on, you knew.
I digress.
You knew. The way you said it, you knew you were going to face some backlash.
But I wasn't really, like...
It's been almost an hour. Is her hair still wet? I'm confused.
Actually dating around then.
Listen, the humidity in Florida will probably keep it wet all day, so fair.
So my memory sucks. I can't remember if I had connected to the guy I was currently talking to yet or not, or we had, like, just started, like, lightly chatting around that time. It's like my memory's fucking fuzzy.
Girly pop, why does it matter?
But it's just been really nice because, like, Valentine's Day was the other day, and, like, you know, we barely know each other right now, so nothing was crazy, but he did, like, ask me to be his Valentine. I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I was like, yeah.
That's cute.
Sure. And then,
give me chocolate. No.
However that situation goes.
She pauses for so long sometimes that I genuinely think I fucked up.
It's just nice to feel that warm and fuzziness, to feel that new feeling and not feel this, and not feel this, like, background hovering, like, unresolved emotion or unresolved feelings.
Okay. That's because you hardly know each other.
Because they really do feel resolved. That's a lovely place to be with that. So, I don't know. This kind of just turned into a relationship ramble. I didn't really come into this with, like, too much of a specific plan. I just wanted to come on here and just, like, kind of talk about my
The first 70% seemed calculated.
Past relationship and a little bit about where I'm currently at with dating.
Not calculated. That I feel like that implies some nefariousness. No, but, like, yeah, some thought.
Yeah, because I have been chatting with, like, more than one person, but there's one person who's been super consistent for, like, a hot minute, and so that's exciting.
Okay. That was funny.
And I don't want to, first of all, spook people, because, yes, I like vlog and stuff, but unless I'm, like, hard launching somebody, I don't really want them to be like, oh my gosh, like, is she going to be putting all my personal business out on the internet? It's like, no.
Well, you told people the first and last name of the last person you just went on one first hangout with, so
not like, unless you're, like, catfishing me or, like, doing some crazy fuck ass shit that I can make a story time out of, then maybe, but that's not even really what I do here on this channel. Like, I really do.
No, she tells us story times of when you just sit in a driveway for 5 hours talking.
Focus on me. And I do believe that boundaries and I really do believe that boundaries are super important, and people's privacy and respecting their privacy.
Okay, interesting. But this all came after the... Oh no, that's more recent. Well, makes it even more ironic, I think.
But also, if you're on some fuck shit, then maybe I'll talk about it. But I tend to keep those people out of my life, and if they show up, I go, oh, blocked. I'm too old and grown for your bullshit. Okay. Thanks.
Interesting.
And yeah. Tomorrow, my first ever what I eat in a day.
Oh no, that got taken down.
On YouTube is going up.
I do have her next video pulled up, and it's just like a go shopping with me type shit. I think.
It's not up yet. I'm nervous.
Oh.
And I just had a new member join my channel. I'm so excited because I haven't really ever mentioned it before the beginning of this video on this channel, but I did post about it. I believe in my community tab a little while ago.
Am I bugging? It was literally in this, was it not? I might be.
And then I posted about it on my Instagram stories today. So for anyone who becomes a member, I just want you to know that I really, really deeply extra appreciate you. And anyone who's supporting me, even by just viewing my vlogs, especially watching them all the way through this point, I just want you to know that your support means so much to me. Truly, that anybody gives a fuck enough about me, about my life, about what I have to say. That
I mean, hey, sure.
When people tell me that that I'm comfort content to them, that means more to me than words can say. As someone who was a Jenna Marbles girly, who, when I was going through a lot of the stuff that I've mentioned in these videos, I would literally...
Yeah, to be honest, it's still a wild concept to me, but just know that in how wild it is, it's just so much appreciation for you guys. Members, non-members, just the fact that you tune in, it's crazy, honestly.
Put on
crazy in the best way, you know what I mean?
For videos for hours at a time because she was my comfort content. So I know what that feels like, and for people to value my content in that way means...
Oh, Rosee, come on, girl.
I'm gonna cry if I talk about it too much, but it's I've mentioned it in the past. I was a 15-year-old girl watching Jenna Marbles and Shane Dawson. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen, how many of us that really grew up with the internet, how many of us in retrospect were listening to definitely the wrong voices at times? I mean,
my past self for that one. But really, I was watching all these YouTubers, and I was just
And you know what's crazy is that it didn't register to me really back then. It was specifically with Shane Dawson. It just did not register with me. And then I went back and saw it, later on in life, and I was just wait, holy shit. What the fuck? I mean, granted, those videos, the Shanae videos, those ones, that was when I was in middle school,
It was my dream to make a video. And about 8 or 9 years ago, I tried making some videos, and that was at the height of the Reddit stuff. So it was a really unpleasant experience because everyone was telling me to go KYS over and over again. Not fun nor fresh, right? And so
again, what for?
And ultimately, I watched some of those back, and I was heavily masking. I was very nervous. I was not ready. I wasn't who I am. I don't feel like I was trying to be authentic. I was trying to be myself, but I didn't know how to do that because I didn't know who I was.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm living my dream, and it's at the end of the day, it's as much as being a YouTuber would be so incredible and such an amazing opportunity in terms of as a full-time line of work, I don't really ultimately care about that, which is why I kind of just do what I do and vibe in my little corner on the internet. And I made a couple mistakes along the way.
Bruh, this is such a ramble. Sorry.
In the beginning of this, and trying to, like, I think align communities that weren't where I actually wanted to be, but where I thought.
Well, why don't you worry about just landing where you land instead of, like, specifically trying to ham-fist your way into a specific community?
Like, oh, like maybe I can build something off of this, or I can prove them wrong, or whatever.
I think it's because she knew Gore World would probably pick up on her rather quickly.
And I'm so glad that I very quickly pivoted and diverted and made those changes to reflect more of myself and who I actually am. I've been talking for almost 50 minutes. This is going to be a beefy episode of Rosee's bullshit.
Amen.
Rosie's 50 shades of bullshit. All right. So we're going to end it here.
She should have had, like, a camera on the coloring or some shit, dog. Ugh.
But
She was looking at us most of the time. What coloring was she doing?
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Show us what you colored. Oh, my God. Pisses me off. Wow. Jesus, an hour and a half. That was fucking crazy. All right. Wow, we are ending it here, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning on in. I hope everyone's having a beautiful and wonderful afternoon, taking care of yourselves, all that. Not sure what Friday will look like just yet. Just yet. But we'll figure it out. We definitely got to do some gypsy. Come on, we got to do some gypsy. All right, we're definitely doing that. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like and subscribe. Come on. I will catch y'all in the next one. Take care.